Controlling your emotions is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of mastery. You don't master the world around you, you master the one within you. Marcus Aurelius understood this when he wrote that the soul strengthens itself by facing what it fears, not by running away from it. Most people lose their cool because they try to change the external, when the only thing that needs to change is their way of thinking. What disturbs you is not what happens, but how you interpret what happens. Every time you react without thinking, you give away your power. You let others decide how you should feel, how you should act, how happy you can be. Emotional control does not mean coldness, it means awareness. It's having enough clarity so that your emotions don't drag you where you don't want to go. And that is only achieved by training the mind, not by seeking motivation. The true warrior is not the one who destroys the enemy, but the one who does not allow himself to be destroyed by himself. That is the essence of Stoicism, keeping calm while everything burns, not to feign indifference, but to maintain control of the only terrain you truly own, your inner self. This is not a path for those seeking comfort. It's for those who are willing to face their mind, discipline it and master it. Because chaos is not defeated with force, but with presence. If you manage to control your thoughts, the world loses its power over you. This is the principle of personal mastery, the toughest and most important training of all, governing yourself. And to train your mind, the mind is like a wild horse. If you don't train it, it drags you through dangerous terrains. But if you master it, it takes you as far as you want to go. Most people live being dragged by their thoughts without even realizing it. They wake up already tired, thinking about what they fear, what they lack, what others did wrong. And so every day they become prisoners of a mind they don't know how to govern. Training the mind is not something you do once. It is a constant practice, a commitment to yourself to stop reacting and start responding. Marcus Aurelius said that happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. It's not a poetic phrase, it's a warning. If your thoughts are weak, so will you be. If your thoughts are chaotic, chaos will follow you wherever you go. You can't have a peaceful life if your mind is a battlefield. Mental discipline begins when you decide to observe what you think instead of being dragged by it. When you stop identifying with every emotion that appears and learn to watch it pass without giving it control, your mind can be your worst enemy or your best ally. It all depends on who you listen to. If you listen to the voice of fear, you freeze. If you listen to the voice of reason, you act. Mental training consists of strengthening that rational voice that keeps you firm when the world is falling apart. It consists of repeating over and over, I can't control what happens, but I can control how I interpret it. That phrase is a shield. It protects you from drama, discouragement, from the emotions that seek to rule you. Every thought you choose feeds a direction. If you keep telling yourself that you can't, your mind will look for evidence of it. If you tell yourself that you can, it will find it too. The mind is an obedient servant, but a cruel master. That's why you must be the one to train it, not the one to obey its whims. Training your mind doesn't mean not feeling. It means thinking before reacting. It means stopping the impulse, breathing and asking yourself, does this thought bring me closer or further away from who I want to be? The difference between those who master their lives and those who live dominated lies in what they do with their thoughts. The weak think without control, the strong think with direction. You don't need a positive mind, you need a disciplined mind. It's not about denying pain, but not letting pain decide your destiny. Every time you choose to stay calm when everything gets complicated, you are training your mind. Every time you choose not to respond with anger, you are winning an invisible battle. Marcus Aurelius didn't talk about controlling thoughts because it was easy, but because it was necessary. He understood that the outside world would always be full of chaos, but that true freedom consists of not being its prisoner. If your mind is in order, nothing can really disturb you. Therefore, when life pushes you to the limit, don't ask yourself why it happens. Ask yourself what for. That's where mastery begins, in using each difficulty as a gym to strengthen character. Train your mind every day. Don't wait for the ideal moment. Do it amidst the noise, the tiredness, the uncertainty. Because mental control is not built in calm, it is forged in the storm. And whoever masters their mind, masters their destiny. 2. Choose the response. Storms do not choose who to strike, but you do choose how to face them. There are those who curse the rain, and there are those who learn to dance under it. That's how life works. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control your reaction. What separates a wise person from an ordinary one is not what they experience, but the way they respond. Marcus Aurelius put it clearly, if something external hurts you, it is not that which disturbs you, but your judgment about it. Most people do not suffer from what happens. They suffer from what they think about what happens. Emotional control begins when you become aware of that distance between the fact and the reaction, between impulse and response. You can't prevent someone from disrespecting you, but you can prevent losing your peace over it. You can't control the words of others, but you can decide whether or not to give them power. Every response is a choice, and that choice can either set you free or chain you. The Stoics understood this. True power is not in dominating others, but in mastering oneself. Choosing your response does not mean standing still or repressing what you feel. It means acting with purpose, not with impulse. It means not allowing emotion to rule you before reason speaks. If you react without thinking, you hand over control of your mind to someone else. But if you pause, breathe, and choose calmly, you are showing that you are in charge. That pause is the point where your inner strength is measured. You can't be the master of your destiny if you're not the master of your temperament. Every time you choose not to shout when you could, you become stronger. Every time you respond calmly when the other person seeks to provoke you, you rise above the conflict. It's not about winning arguments, but about not losing your center. Anger is a trap, revenge a bottomless pit. When you choose to respond intelligently, the power shifts. It's no longer in what happens, it's in you. People believe that controlling emotions is to stop feeling, but it's not. It's to feel everything without getting lost in anything. It's to watch the fire without getting burned. It's to have a mind firm enough not to react to every spark ignited by the outside world. That is the essence of self-control, maintaining composure when everything pushes you to lose it. Every difficult situation is a test, an opportunity to practice temperance. You can react from the ego or respond from consciousness. You can let emotion decide for you, or you can take the reins and direct it. The Stoic is not cold, he is aware. He is not indifferent, he is self-possessed. That's why his calmness disconcerts others, because it does not depend on what happens, it depends on his internal decision. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayals, and losses, but he never allowed himself to react as a slave to his emotions. His strength was not in the throne, but in his mind. And that's what you can apply today. You don't need things to change to have peace. You need to change the way you respond to them. The next time something upsets you, remember this. You can't choose the blow, but you can choose not to fall. 3. Think strongly. Thoughts are like foundations. If they are weak, everything collapses. If they are firm, nothing can knock you down. Most people live thinking without realizing that each thought is an order that the mind obeys. They think about fear, and fear grows. They think about doubt, and doubt devours them. What you think becomes your reality, because the mind does not distinguish between what you imagine and what you live. It only obeys. Marcus Aurelius understood it precisely. Our life is what our thoughts make of it. If you think weakly, you will live weakly. If you think strongly, nothing can break you. Thinking strongly is not about repeating motivational phrases. It's about developing a mind so clear that no internal lie can deceive you. It's about stopping when the mind says I can't and responding try. It's about observing thoughts like a guardian at the door, allowing only those that build, not those that destroy. Each negative thought is like a seed. If you water it, it grows. If you ignore it, it dies. Mental strength does not come from optimism. It comes from control over what you let live in your head. When you think strongly, you don't collapse at the first blow. You see problems from a height where they no longer drown you. You don't deny the pain, you analyze it, understand it, transform it into learning. The weak ask why everything happens to them. The strong ask what it happens for. That mental difference is what separates the survivor from the one who sinks. Thinking strongly is not feeding the drama. It's looking at life without embellishments or victimhood. It's recognizing that you can't control the circumstances, but you can control the interpretation you make of them. Weak thoughts seek blame, strong thoughts seek solutions, and that is trained. Every day you have two paths. Continue thinking like someone who laments or think like someone who acts. If your mind gets used to complaining, it becomes expert at finding problems. But if you get it used to solving, it becomes ingenious. Your mind adapts to what you practice. That's why the Stoics talked about cultivating rational thought as a habit. It's not enough to read about calm, you must practice it when everything irritates you. It's not enough to talk about control, you must apply it when everything provokes you. Think strongly even when the world pushes you to the contrary. When others react with anger, choose clarity. When everyone despairs, choose reason. That choice doesn't make you insensitive, it makes you free. Because strong thought does not eliminate emotions, it guides them. The weak feel and act without thinking. The strong feel and choose how to act. That is the difference between being a victim of your mind or its master. Marcus Aurelius faced the weight of the empire, personal losses and betrayal, and yet he wrote about serenity and balance. Not because he didn't feel pain, but because his mind was trained not to surrender to it. Thinking strongly is understanding that you can't avoid the blows, but you can decide how to interpret them. If you think they destroy you, you will fall. If you think they strengthen you, you will grow. Each thought is a seed, and you decide what garden to cultivate. Train your mind to think strongly, with direction and purpose, because everything you are and everything you will be starts in what you choose to think. 4. Do what's right. When the night is dark and no one sees you, that's when who you truly are is measured. Doing what's right doesn't require witnesses. It requires character. Anyone can act well when someone is watching, but only those with principles stand firm when the world doesn't applaud. Marcus Aurelius said that true greatness is not about being admired, but about being fair. Because doing what's right doesn't always give immediate rewards, but it always leaves peace. And that peace is worth more than any applause. We live in a time where many choose the easy over the right. Lies are told to look good. Pretenses are made to fit in. Values are betrayed out of fear of being alone. But the Stoic doesn't seek acceptance, he seeks consistency. He knows that virtue is his shield, that integrity is non-negotiable, and that doing what's right, even if it hurts, is always a way to strengthen oneself. When you do what's right, even if you lose something outside, you gain something more valuable inside: self-respect. And that respect is the foundation of inner power. Doing what's right doesn't mean being perfect, it means acting from consciousness, not convenience. It means making decisions that don't embarrass you when you're alone with yourself. The world can take many things from you, but it can't take away the tranquility of knowing that you acted with rectitude. That's the difference between the one who sleeps in peace and the one who lives with a restless mind. Whoever follows their principles may fall 1,000 times, but always gets up with dignity. Marcus Aurelius faced decisions that tested his soul. He had the power to do whatever he wanted, but he chose what he should. That's moral strength. It's not about talking about justice, it's about living it. Not preaching virtue, but practicing it. Doing what's right is not an act, it's a way of being. It's telling the truth, even if it costs you. Keeping calm when everyone else loses control, not betraying your values for comfort. It's having the courage to act in silence without seeking approval, because you know that what's right doesn't always shine, but it always sustains. Doing what's right also involves discerning between what's urgent and what's important. The urgent pressures you, the important shapes you. Most react to the moment, but the wise act from their principles. They don't respond impulsively, they respond with conviction. That's why the Stoics said that duty is superior to desire. Desire changes with circumstances. Duty remains. If you do what's right only when it suits you, you're not integral, you're strategic. And integrity is non-negotiable. It's lived even when it's hard. There are times when doing what's right leaves you alone, where defending what's fair earns you enemies, where standing firm makes you seem stubborn. But that's the price of consistency. Not everyone is willing to pay it, so few achieve the serenity of living with a clean soul. What's right is not always comfortable, but it's always liberating. When you do what's right, you no longer depend on external recognition. Your guide is inside, not outside. Doing what's right in a world that rewards the superficial is an act of rebellion. It means choosing the truth when lies are more profitable, choosing calm when chaos is fashionable, choosing humility when ego dominates. It's acting from who you are, not from what they want you to be. Marcus Aurelius understood that the greatest victory is not in dominating the enemy, but in mastering oneself to not betray one's conscience. That's the enduring lesson. Do what's right, even if no one sees it, even if it hurts, even if it leaves you alone, because that solitude becomes strength and that strength becomes freedom. 5. Protect your peace. The noise of the world is like a constant tide. If you don't learn to stand firm, it drags you away. Inner peace is not found, it is built. It's a silent job that requires knowing when to speak, when to be silent, and above all, when to walk away. Marcus Aurelius understood that the mind can only remain serene if it does not allow itself to be contaminated by what it does not control. Each person, each situation, each word can be a test to measure how much you value your calm. And in a world that pushes you to react, preserving peace is an act of power. Protecting your peace does not mean running away from conflict. It means not letting the conflict inhabit you. It means understanding that you don't need to win all the arguments or prove anything to anyone. Sometimes silence is not weakness, it's strategy. The Stoic observes, analyzes, and chooses. He does not respond impulsively, he responds with clarity. Peace is not achieved by eliminating chaos, but by remaining stable within it. It's not about the world changing, it's about you learning not to lose your balance when the world shakes. Most people give up their peace without realizing it. They do it when they allow the opinions of others to affect them, when they argue with those who do not seek to understand, when they carry emotions that do not belong to them. Every time you surrender your calm to the external, you renounce your power. You can't prevent people from behaving badly, but you can decide not to let yourself be dragged into their chaos. Your peace is worth more than any display of pride. Don't exchange it for an argument or a reaction. Protecting peace also means knowing how to set boundaries. It's not about building walls, but about recognizing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Not everything deserves a response. Not everyone deserves access to you. Each person you let into your mental space must earn that privilege. The Stoics understood that the mind needs discipline, just like the body. If you fill your mind with noise, there will be no room for calm. Tranquility is the fruit of selection, of thoughts, of companies, of conversations. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations to remind himself that the world would always be full of injustices, but that his duty was to preserve serenity. That teaching is still alive. You can't change the outside noise, but you can decide not to absorb it. Peace does not depend on the environment, it depends on your perception. If you stay centered, even the strongest storm becomes bearable. And if you lose that center, any breeze knocks you down. The real power is in the one who can maintain calm when everything around him is falling apart. Not because he is indifferent, but because he does not give his control to what he cannot dominate. That is the difference between the one who reacts and the one who responds, between the one who lives at the mercy of the world and the one who lives in harmony with it. Your peace does not need to be defended with screams, but with decisions. Firm decisions about what you give importance to and what you don't. Protecting your peace is not selfishness, it's emotional intelligence. It's taking care of the mind from unnecessary wear and tear. It's choosing serenity over confusion. It's preferring balance over drama. Life will test you every day with people, words, and situations that will want to break you. But there is the Stoic lesson. They can't disturb you if you don't allow it. Guard your peace like a treasure because everything else is lost. But whoever preserves calm never runs out of power. 6. Remember that everything passes. Storms don't last forever, even though when you're in the midst of them, it seems like they will never end. Everything that hurts you now will someday be a memory, and everything you enjoy today will someday be part of the past. Life is constant movement. Nothing remains the same. Marcus Aurelius understood this clearly. Everything that is born is destined to change. There is no eternal pain or perpetual glory, only a continuous flow, where the only wise thing is to learn to flow with it. Remembering that everything passes is not resignation, it's liberation. Clinging to pain sinks you. Clinging to happiness does too. What breaks you today can give you wisdom tomorrow, and what elevates you today can become a burden if you refuse to let it go. The mind suffers because it wants things to be permanent, but reality doesn't work that way. Each experience is a station. It comes to teach you something, and then it leaves. If you try to stay in one moment, whether good or bad, you stagnate. That's why the Stoic doesn't cling. He observes, learns, and moves on. Everything passes, even you. And understanding this should not fill you with sadness, but with strength. Because when you understand that nothing is eternal, you value the present more and fear change less. You realize that losing is part of living, and that resisting the passage of time only generates suffering. Emotional maturity comes when you can look at a difficult situation and say, "This too shall pass." That phrase is not an evasion, it's a declaration of power. It means that you won't be a prisoner of the moment, that you won't let something temporary decide your destiny. The human mind seeks stability, but the world is not designed to offer it. Everything moves, everything evolves, everything dies to give way to the new. So serenity is not in retaining, it's in accepting. Marcus Aurelius wrote that time erases everything, and that nothing that disturbs you today will be relevant soon. His intention was not to devalue life, but to remind you that worrying too much is useless, because what today seems like an end will tomorrow be an anecdote. When you understand that everything passes, you stop exaggerating your tragedies and your triumphs. You don't crumble at the fall, but you don't deify yourself with success either. You maintain balance. That's emotional mastery. Knowing that both pain and joy are temporary visitors teaches you not to identify with either, to enjoy without attachment, and to suffer without despair. That's the difference between living lightly and living carrying the weight of the past or fear of the future. Remembering that everything passes is also a reminder of humility. No position, person, or sensation is definitive. What today seems impossible to overcome will someday seem small. What you think is indispensable today will one day cease to matter. So don't cling neither to pain nor to pleasure. Both are teachers, but neither should be your master. Time is a silent teacher that takes care of erasing what the mind insists on preserving. You can't fight against it, but you can learn to move at its pace. When you accept that everything passes, life stops intimidating you. You understand that nothing stays fixed, and that calm comes when you don't force the inevitable. This is how Stoics think. Every second is a gift, not a right. That's why they live with presence, because they know that the only permanent thing is change. And when you embrace that truth, nothing completely destroys you, because you know that in the end, even the deepest pain will eventually pass. 7. Use pain to grow. The fire that destroys can also forge. It all depends on how you face it. Pain has this dual nature. It can break you or it can polish you. There is no real growth without suffering, because it is pain that forces you to look inward and confront who you truly are. Marcus Aurelius deeply understood this. He knew that difficulties do not come to punish you, but to teach you. Every blow, every loss, every disappointment carries a hidden lesson that you can only discover if, instead of running away, you decide to stay. Pain is a mirror. It reflects the parts of you that you do not want to see. It shows you your fears, your attachments, your weaknesses, and only by confronting them can you overcome them. Most people try to escape pain by filling the void with distractions, relationships, or momentary pleasures, but nothing changes until you stop running and accept that suffering is part of the process. Stoicism does not seek to eliminate pain. It seeks to understand it, because only by understanding its purpose can you transform it into strength. Using pain to grow does not mean enjoying it. It means not wasting it. Each painful experience is an opportunity to temper the character. When life takes something away from you, it is showing you how much you depended on it. When someone hurts you, it teaches you where you have not yet healed. And when you fail, it reveals where you still need to improve. Pain is a demanding teacher, but fair. If you learn to listen to it without complaining, you will become wiser and more resilient. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What obstructs the path becomes the path." That is, what seems like an obstacle can become your greatest opportunity for evolution. But to achieve this, you need to change your focus. Don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What can I learn from this?" That simple question changes everything. It takes you out of the victim role and puts you in the protagonist's role. Because you can't control the blow, but you can decide whether it leaves you with a wound or a scar with purpose. Every person who has achieved a profound transformation has done so by going through the fire of pain. No mind strengthens in comfort. The losses, the betrayals, the failures, all those experiences that you would like to avoid are actually the gym of the soul. There, patience, resilience, self-belief are trained. Well-managed pain becomes wisdom. It teaches you not to depend, not to give up, not to lose your center when everything collapses. The problem is that many try to heal quickly, as if life were a race. But healing does not occur by speed. It occurs by understanding. Growing through pain means allowing yourself to feel it without it consuming you. Don't deny it. Don't dramatize it. Observe it. Ask yourself what part of you is being called to mature. Sometimes, pain does not come to destroy you, but to uproot you from a place where you no longer belong. What seems like a loss is often a disguised release. Using pain to grow also involves transforming anger into action and sadness into understanding. It's not about resisting without feeling, but about learning to feel without losing control. Every time you manage to turn a wound into a lesson, you gain power. Every time you choose not to repeat a pattern that made you suffer, you rise. That is inner mastery. You don't need the world to be easier, you need to be stronger. The Stoic does not fear pain because he knows that behind it is his evolution. He accepts it, analyzes it, uses it, and that attitude makes him invincible. Pain cannot destroy you if you use it as fuel. 8. Live with purpose. Walking aimlessly is like rowing in circles. You expend energy, but you don't move forward. Most people live reactively, not by choice. They wake up without a why, just out of inertia. They chase after goals they don't understand and become frustrated when they achieve them because they never knew why they wanted them. Living with purpose is not about having all the answers, but about knowing where to direct your energy. Marcus Aurelius understood that life has no meaning until you give it one. And that meaning is not found outside, it is built inside. When you live with purpose, you stop acting on impulse and start acting with intention. Every decision aligns with something bigger than the pleasure of the moment. You no longer seek approval, you seek coherence. You no longer move out of fear of loss, but out of the desire to contribute. Purpose turns suffering into teaching and routine into discipline. It's what keeps you steady when everything else loses meaning. Because when you know why you're doing something, no obstacle can stop you. The problem is that many confuse purpose with success. They believe that living with purpose is to achieve recognition or wealth, but true purpose does not depend on the outcome, but on the impact you leave in the process. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor, but his purpose was not to rule. It was to serve with justice, to maintain virtue amidst power. Purpose is a direction, not a destination. It is not measured by how much you achieve, but by how you live while you do it. Living with purpose also means knowing when to say no. No to what distracts you, no to what drains your energy, no to what doesn't add up. The clarity of purpose gives you the strength to set boundaries because you are no longer interested in pleasing everyone. You are interested in staying true to your path. That's what sets the strong apart from the empty. The strong know what guides them. The empty do what the environment dictates. When you have a purpose, difficult days don't break you, they shape you. Falls don't feel like failures, but like part of the journey. You get up with more direction because you understand that every blow has meaning. Purpose does not eliminate pain, it transforms it. It gives meaning to sacrifice and value to perseverance. That's why the Stoics said that the man who lives according to reason and virtue does not need life to be easy. He needs it to have meaning. Finding your purpose does not require mystical revelations. It requires silence, introspection, and honesty. Ask yourself what moves you even when no one is watching, what you would do even if no one paid you, what gives you peace when you do it well. The answers won't come immediately, but they will come if you stop distracting yourself and start listening to yourself. Living with purpose is having an internal compass that guides you even in the dark. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape from the ranks of the insane." That sums up the essence of purpose, not to follow the current, but to create your own course. When you live with purpose, you don't need life to be perfect, you just need to be aligned with what really matters. Because in the end, purpose is not about reaching the top, but about being certain that every step you took was worth it. Live with purpose, and the chaos of the world will no longer be able to confuse you, because you will know exactly where you are walking. Danke, dass du bis zum Ende des Videos geblieben bist. Wenn du alles gesehen hast, kommentiere "Ich bin stoisch" als unser geheimes Zeichen, um zu wissen, dass du ein wahrer Schüler des Stoizismus bist. Vergiss nicht, den Kanal zu abonnieren und das Video zu liken, wenn es dir gefallen hat. Wir sehen uns im nächsten Video und denke daran, kultiviere weiterhin deinen stoischen Geist.